Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all good. In today's video I'm going to be doing like my second and third trimester, pregnancy essentials, but these are probably more aimed at like your second and third trimester. I have already done a video on my channel previously with the first trimester, like tips and must-haves, so if you're going through that right now, or if that's the stage you're in, then go check that video out. But this is more for like the second and third trimester. I'm currently 27 weeks pregnant with my second baby, so bump is getting big. Obviously I'm not yet into my third trimester, but with it being my second baby, it's not my first rodeo, and I kind of know what things I used a lot into my third trimester, and I found that a lot of them overlap. So all the things that I'm already using in this trimester, especially because of how big I currently am, I use into my third. So yeah, it suits for both. It can literally suit for any time of your pregnancy, to be honest. Definitely more geared towards the second and third. Beverly is currently napping, so I'm just taking this opportunity to film this, but I honestly think once I've done this I'm going to get into bed and have a nap myself. I'm feeling really tired and we've been so busy, and we are going to be continue to be busy for the rest of this week, so I feel like I'm just going to take this opportunity to sleep and have a little nap and a rest once I finish filming this. So that's a major tip: rest and chill out when you can. Even with a toddler, like, it's just got to be done. Like, my house is a mess, my bathroom's all need cleaning, I've got so much on my to-do list, but actually I need to just listen to my body, and I'm gonna rest. One of my main top essentials that I've been using throughout my second trimester, and I will continue to use into my third, is my amazing pregnancy pillow. You'll see it here behind me, I've tucked it behind here, but it's just basically a really long massive pillow that I can literally put under my bum, put between my legs, and I use it every single night to sleep with. I try and sleep on my left side, but I don't always stay on my left side. I'll sometimes turn and be on my right side, but it just helps me get so much more comfier. Like, because I'm getting so much bigger now, I am starting to struggle to find a comfy position and at night time, and just, yeah, like, get comfy to sleep, and like the pregnancy insomnia and stuff is starting to kick in. So yeah, the pregnancy pillow is a definite must. I do think I filmed a video of this before, like my pregnancy essentials first time round, so a lot of these products and things might be the same, but obviously this is just like the updated version. But yeah, that pregnancy pillow I got from Amazon. I'll try and link it below. I don't know if it's still sold, because obviously I did get it a few years ago when I was pregnant with Novely, but you can get so many different pregnancy pillows, and it's really good because I did use it a lot after I had her as well, because it kind of curves around into like a little nest, so I'd often sit her in it. So it's kind of used as both, and you can kind of like use it as a feeding pillow as well if you want to. Like when you're breastfeeding, it's good to have like all these pillows stacked up around you. So yeah, that's a real must have in my opinion. Second thing I want to talk about is some sort of like water bottle. I do think I want to get like an insulated water bottle, so it'll help keep my drinks cool. I don't really drink water very much, but I'm really trying to up my water intake. I always drink squash, so I normally drink squash out of this bottle, but I'm also trying to drink water, so some sort of like drinking cup. Like, I like something with a straw, so that's why I want to look into getting like an insulated one with a straw to keep my water cold. But at the minute I've just been using this Starbucks one, and it's just helping me sip water throughout the day, keep me hydrated. Like, it's definitely something that I need to be doing in general, but especially in pregnancy, and then if you're breastfeeding or whatever, you definitely need to make sure you up your water intake. So a straw with something like this, it just means I sip at it, but I definitely don't like warm water, so I think an insulated one for me is going to be the way to go. If you've watched my previous videos or you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been suffering a lot with back pain and sciatica, so I have been going to physio for this. One of the main things that has definitely helped is a pregnancy support band. I feel like even if you're not suffering with sciatica or hip pain, these are something really good to wear. You basically just pop it round your middle and like under your bump, and it just like lifts it up and helps support it. And I just think it's really helpful. I don't wear it all the time, and I wouldn't wear it like sitting down, but if I know like I'm going to be walking around a lot, or I'm going on a walk, we're going on like a day out or something, I will put this on, and it does really help. It just helps like it just supports you basically. It helps support your back and it just kind of lifts a bit of the weight. I found this to be an absolute lifesaver, and I think these kind of things you can use after you've had the baby as well. Like if you want to help like your muscles and stuff retract and your tummy kind of go back, I say back to normal, but kind of like reduce back down again, then a lot of people use these kind of like belly bandit things to like help with that. So you could probably use it after pregnancy, I'm assuming, as well. But yeah, a definite essential for me as I'm getting bigger and heavier. With that, I would definitely say that has helped me in that sense has been physiotherapy and just continuing to do some exercises and stretches. I've really noticed a difference and an improvement in my sciatica and my back pain when I've consistently stuck with the exercises that the physio have given me. It just keeps like your body moving and make sure it doesn't get too weak and keeping the strength up and all that kind of stuff. Like obviously in pregnancy your whole like weight changes, your whole posture and everything shifts to support your baby, but that can obviously cause other problems. You have the hormone relaxing going on, so especially like in second, third, like fourth pregnancies, I feel like your body just, I don't know, just knows what it's doing and just kind of loosens up a lot quicker, but that can then cause other problems. So I would definitely recommend doing some sort of like movement, stretches, not necessarily like complete exercise. Like I have not been doing HIIT workouts and runs and all that kind of stuff, but I've definitely tried to stay active. I've tried to do walks, I'm trying to do my stretches, I try and do like a little tiny workout a few times a week just to keep my body moving. And it's not an intense workout, it's just like one to help build strength, because not only do I need this within my pregnancy, but I know that will definitely help with my labour and delivery as well. So movement. Another thing that I've been doing as well, which I think has been really helpful for my body and definitely for my mind, is yoga. I've been doing a pregnancy yoga class that I've been going to once a week and I've absolutely loved it. It's just given me like mental space and time for myself and for my well-being, and it just helps me connect to baby, because I find especially second time around it's so hard. Well, I've really struggled also this time to connect with baby just because I'm so busy and like it's not necessarily at the forefront of my mind because I'm looking after Novely and so much is going on. Like I specifically need to like set that time and get into that right headspace, because life is so fast and busy and chaotic, it can just slip by. So it just made me have that time for myself and for my baby and to connect, and it's something really good for my brain but also really good for my body. And those kind of linked with my physio exercises, they would like overlap and interlink. So I was making sure I was doing that yoga once a week. Unfortunately it has stopped at the moment because over the summer holidays it's stopped, but there should be a course starting up in September which I really would love to go back to. And like I said, I'm just trying to do like the stretches and all that kind of stuff at home, but actually going to a physical class I found has been really lovely, because I've not only doing the yoga, I'm also meeting other mums and chatting with other mums, and that's really lovely too, and like sharing experiences. And I didn't really have that with my first pregnancy because we were in the midst of COVID, so you just didn't have the opportunity for things like that. So that is something that I've really appreciated in this pregnancy and I've really enjoyed doing. So if you can and you're up for it and you feel like you're doing it, then I would definitely recommend something like that. It's not like an intense, scary, hardcore workout. It's just makes you just feel so good and so relaxed, and it's obviously things that you can then take from it and practice at home. With that, I'd also say probably things like within that class there's a hint of like hypnobirthing within it. It's a lot of like mindset talk, positive affirmations, positive birth stories, all these kind of things. So I would say if it is your first baby, or even not, if you just haven't done it before and you're interested in kind of like the hypnobirthing thing, I would definitely look into it. I personally had mixed reviews with the course that I did for my first pregnancy. I'm not going to be doing it again because I kind of know what I want to take from that, and I know what helped me last time in my previous pregnancy and labour. But I do think like the whole positive affirmations, having a positive mindset around birth, just being knowledgeable around labour, birth and delivery is really helpful. Just like knowing how actually scientifically the body works and what's going on, and knowing what to expect when you're in labour is really good. I wouldn't say you'd have to sit down and do a whole hypnobirthing course, but maybe just do like a little bit of research into labour and delivery and your options of, you know, birth options and things. I did have like a birth preferences last time, but it was very loosely fitting, and I just went into it very open-minded, but I just went in very informed basically, so I kind of knew all my options. I feel like this time around I'm actually expecting, I'm probably putting more pressure on myself this time around because I know the birth that I had first time, and I'm just expecting it to happen like that again, but I know that's not the case. So I really need to I feel like I need to change my mindset slightly, because I'm just expecting it to be the same again, whereas it's probably not going to be. I'm expecting to have quite a quick labour, a natural birth, had to not be overdue, but like that could be so different this time. But just because that's what I had first time around doesn't mean it's going to happen again. I think I was more open-minded first time because I just didn't know what to expect, whereas this time my body's already done it and I'm kind of thinking it will be the same again, but it might not. So that's just something that I'm contending with at the moment, and something that I'm trying to think about, because, you know, it's not too far away. Like, it's starting to, like, those thoughts are starting to come back into my mind again, and I've got my 28 midwife appointment soon next week, and I feel like we'll talk a bit more about things like that then, because with second pregnancy you just don't have as many midwife appointments. Like, my last midwife appointment was 16 weeks, so it's like 12 weeks ago that I had that appointment, which I just think is crazy. I think with your first baby you have one at 25 weeks, and obviously if you're more like high risk or you've got other bits going on, then you would probably have more. Yeah, this is all stuff that I will probably be discussing with my midwife. I feel like being prepared and informed about labour, delivery and all your choices and the way your body works and what is kind of happening is a really good thing to do. Maybe not a full hypnobirthing course, but just sort of building that knowledge and kind of learning those breathing techniques and relaxation techniques is definitely something I would also recommend, and something that's been helping me in my second trimester, which I will continue to do into my third. Another physical item that has been, and I think will play a massive part from now until delivery, is my birthing ball. I've absolutely loved using that in my first pregnancy. I haven't used it quite as much this time around yet because it's just time. Like, I get to the evenings and I just want to sit and lay on the sofa. I don't want to be bouncing on my ball, but I am trying to now make the effort because I know it's helping with my posture and it's getting baby into a good position, and it's like doing like the hip circles and movements on there really helps my body like free up and get ready for labour and all those kind of things. Birthing ball is a really good thing to have. Also, I think as I'm getting bigger, I'm getting more uncomfortable. Like, even sitting on the sofa, I'm not comfortable, and the birthing ball is actually a really comfy place for me to be. I also used it so much when I was in labour at home with my first pregnancy. My waters actually broke on my birthing ball, so again, it really helps me have an active labour. It helps me have active-ish, you know, try to have as much as I can active-ish pregnancy. Like, I'm not one of these people that works out 5 times a week, continues that through my pregnancy. That's just not me, but I try and incorporate some sort of movement into my pregnancies to help. And the birthing ball is definitely something that helps with that. To be honest, I probably should be sitting on it right now filming this video rather than sitting on the bed. I would definitely be more comfortable if I was sitting on the ball. I highly recommend getting one of those. Another thing that I've been loving is, basically, I just want to be comfortable. There is absolutely no way I want to be wearing, like, I even struggle with like maternity jeans and things like that because I feel like the band is just like digging in, and I move and I get like part of the jean digging into me. Even like leggings I feel are like restrictive. I just want to be free, so I do spend most of my time in dresses, or like I've borrowed these trousers off my mum. These aren't maternity, but they're just a slightly bigger size, and like they're super stretchy and comfy. Like, I just don't want to be restricted. I can't be dealing with that, especially as it's like well, it's supposed to be summer, but it is still quite muggy and warm. Like, I just can't be dealing with it. And that is the same with underwear. So I've been loving this like seamless underwear. These little bras here are from Primark, and I absolutely love these. And to be honest with you, I've lived in these ever since I had my first baby, like my first pregnancy, postpartum, and I've just never come out of them. Underwires are an absolute no-go for me now. I don't even remember the last time I wore an underwire bra, and I don't think I ever will again. Not every day anyway, but these are just so comfortable. Like, they are quite easy to breastfeed in as well for like postpartum, if that's what you choose to do. Like, they're really stretchy, you can just like pull them down, and they're so cheap. You get like a pack of 3. They do come with like little pads, but I always take them out. But yeah, I just absolutely love these. They're so comfortable, and there is no way that I want anything restrictive. I mean, they're not the most like beautiful, they're not the most sexy. I would like to get maybe like one bra that has a bit more like pattern or lace or something on, but to be honest, I'd rather just be comfy. And then underwear, like knicker wise, again, I've been loving these like seamless ones. These again are from Primark. They look huge, they're like massive granny pants, but you know what, they're comfortable and I love wearing them. And I just size up in them a couple of times. They're really like stretchy and comfy and loose fitting. So these ones are kind of like come up slightly higher, but I can't be dealing with anything cutting across my bumps. That's why I go for these like looser, stretchier ones. Or I sometimes go for, again, these are like seamless ones from Primark, but they're like slightly smaller ones and they sit under my bump. So it just depends, what I'm wearing. If I'm wearing like a tight dress, I sometimes want to have something with a little bit more support on the bottom of my bump. So it like smooths it a little bit, because like the bottom of my bump is like more squishy, I would say. And sometimes I just want a bit more support, so I'd go for like the bigger ones. But if I'm just feeling like I need my tummy to be completely unrestricted, I don't want anything pressing on my tummy, I want to be super, super comfy, then I'll go for the ones that go under. So again, they are not sexy, they are not nice, they are like granny knickers, but they're comfortable and have been an essential part in my pregnancy and will continue to be. And the last thing I'm probably just going to touch on is a couple of products that I've been using to like moisturize my body and help prevent stretch marks. I don't know if these creams and potions and oils and everything actually work. I don't know whether it is just a genetic thing, you're either going to get stretch marks or you're not, but I like to like moisturize my body. I like to use different skincare and all that kind of thing, so like that's no different to my bump. I've just been continuing that. So a classic of mine is just bio oil. I've used this on my bump. I like an oil-based one sometimes, and this is lovely, and I just think it's just a classic. Can't go wrong with bio oil. And I just put this on my tummy, on my boobs, on my hips and thighs, anywhere that like I'm stretching and stretch marks can appear. I haven't actually got loads of stretch marks currently, but whether it's because of this or not, I don't know. I like the way this feels, and my bump sometimes gets a bit itchy. Like, I think it's just because it's growing, I get a bit itchy, so this also helps with that. But I don't always want to use an oil. Sometimes I want something that's more of a cream, more lightweight, and if I've got fake tan on, the oil will like interfere with the tan and will like strip it off. So if I need something more like a cream, I've been using this My Little Cocoa bump butter. I really like this brand. I actually had this left over from my first pregnancy. I had like a little gift set that I hadn't used, so none of it had been opened, so I've just been using this. I'm not specific to using these exact products. Like, I've used like a Palmer's cream in the past before, I really like that, so once I'm at this I might go for the Palmer's one. But these are just what I've generally kind of gone to. There's lots of different options out there, so have a look, see what you like the smell of, what you like the feel of, all that stuff. But I just know these are like quite trusted products, and I like the fact that these are like specifically for pregnancy, so I just know they're safe. And I put the cream in exactly the same places, just I kind of alternate between the two depending what I'm feeling that day. Like, this is quite heavy to wear during the day, so I'd sometimes put this on if I'm getting dressed out of the shower, and then this at night time. Or if I know I'm now about to scrub my tan off, I'll put the oil on, whereas if I've just applied a fresh layer of tan, I'll use this one. And then sticking with that, I haven't had too many baths, but they're definitely going to start creeping in now, because they really help with like, they help me relax, they help my back. It's just a really nice thing, I think, for me to do. I just had so many baths towards the end of my last pregnancy. I had a water birth as well, so I like that feeling of being in water. It's just been finding the time, honestly. Like, I've been so tired. By the time it gets to the evenings, I'm like, right, I'm just going to go to bed. But I think I'm going to make the effort and have a bath tonight. But in my bath, I've really been enjoying using this. This is a My Little Coco Baby Mama Nourishing Bath Soak. It's kind of like it's more of an oil than a bubble bath. It doesn't really create many bubbles, but it's really nice to soak in. It's lovely to soak in if I'm like wanting to scrub my tan off, because it's like oil based. It's really moisturizing and nourishing. It smells lovely, and again, I just know that it's safe in pregnancy, because you have to be careful with like essential oils and different scents and fragrances and ingredients in bubble baths and things like that. So I just know that this is safe in pregnancy and is fine for me to use. So I've really enjoyed using that as well, and again, we'll continue to in my third trimester. A bit random, but the last few things I'm going to mention are like food and drink related. I've absolutely loved eating these Eat Natural granola crunchy nut bar. This one is with peanuts and chocolate. They are so yummy. It's a source of protein. Like, I mean, they probably have got quite a lot of sugar in, but I feel like they're not like the most unhealthy snack to go for, and they keep me full for so long because they've got so much like protein and they're full of nuts and things. So I've absolutely loved eating these in my pregnancy. These have been a massive staple because I'm just hungry all the time, and these are a snack I've been drawn to. And then just the classics of like decaf tea and decaf coffee. Like, I love a cup of tea in the morning, and I love like a cup of tea and stuff throughout the day, and towards like in the evening I want a cup of tea. But I know you have to limit your caffeine, and I don't want to be drinking too much caffeine either because it will intensify my insomnia. So yeah, decaf tea and coffee has definitely been a game changer. I will probably have like a couple of normal cups of tea during the day, or at least one in the morning, like with caffeine in. And to be honest, I don't drink that much coffee, so when I do have a coffee, I tend to have it with caffeine, because if I want a coffee, I need a coffee because I need the boost. I don't really tell the difference between decaf tea, and if I've had too many or I feel like I need to watch my limit, I'll just have decaf. Real good tip and thing to have in pregnancy. I literally just have like a little sandwich bag in my handbag full of decaf tea bags. So if I go anywhere and they're like, oh, do you want a cup of tea? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, I've had too many today, or I need to watch my caffeine, I've got my tea bags with me so I can just have a decaf on. Just gonna slot this in here because I'm editing this video and I completely forgot to mention, but Gaviscon has been an absolute lifesaver for me this pregnancy. I've been getting such bad heartburn, even like with like an unsettled stomach. Gaviscon has been a saviour. So that has literally been one of my main things that I've been using, and I feel like it's just going to get worse. The heartburn's just going to get worse into my third trimester, so real essential. That is going to be it for this video. Those are like all my essentials that I've been loving in my second trimester, and what I'm assuming will continue into my third. I hope you have found it useful and you've taken some tips and some things from this video. Thank you all so much for watching and all your support. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.